Welcome to another episode of Forge Father Fire. This episode is called The Four Buckets, and I'll tell you all about the four buckets here in a second. But first, I want to share more about what sparked this whole conversation around the four buckets. So last Sunday, we were sitting down having a little family dinner, and my mother-in-law was over, and she really likes to ask me about my business. She's always curious about what's going on inside of Forge Father. She's always telling me about how she'll tell her friends that I can help them with their fitness, and she really doesn't know exactly what I do. And I actually realized this when we were having our conversation last Sunday, that she's always thought what I do is just fitness. She thought that I'm just this online personal trainer, and I work out with my clients on Zoom, and I do their workouts with them, and I count their reps. And I was like, no. I don't do any of that. And in fact, fitness is only one small piece to the puzzle. Fitness is just one of the four buckets. And she looked at me and she's like, 4 buckets? What do you mean? And I was like, well, what we do inside of Forge Father is we focus in on filling all 4 buckets at once. The 4 buckets being fitness, family, faith, and financials. Those are the 4 buckets. And she got very curious about this, and she's like, well, how do you fill these buckets? Like, what do you mean by that? And so I told her about our daily process, which it used to be the Core 5, and now it's evolved into what I call the Savage 6. And the Savage 6 gives us a framework to operate off of every single day that allows us to pour into each and every single bucket. So there's a fitness focus, there's a faith focus, there's a family focus, there's a financial focus, amongst a couple of other focuses that I won't get into on this little chat here. But the key thing is this. If we go all the way back to when Andrea is my wife, when we first had our first daughter, we have 4 daughters and 1 son. 8 months into being a dad, I had no idea how to fill all 4 buckets. I knew how to fill my fitness bucket. 100% I knew how to fill my fitness bucket. But my family bucket at the time had big, massive holes in it. And I wasn't pouring anything into that bucket. That bucket was damn near empty. Financial bucket, that was getting filled, no problem. Faith bucket, it's kind of getting filled. And my wife and I, we had a very hard conversation. One that brought up the fact that she was falling out of love with me, and she didn't see me being in her life for very much longer if things continued as they were, because I was not a present husband. I was not a present father, because I had no idea how to balance things out. In other words, I had no idea how to pour into all 4 of these buckets at the same time. And so over the years, I've created this system. I've created a number of processes that allow me to pour into all 4 buckets. And right now, all 4 buckets are over fucking flowing for me. The men that I work with inside of Forge Father, their buckets are getting filled across the board. They might not be overflowing, but we're getting there. And that's the game that we're playing every single day. Because think about it. This is the common problem that most dads have. Similar to me, all my focus was towards filling up my financial bucket and filling up my fitness bucket. When my first daughter was born, I went into grind mode, and I thought I just need to be a provider for my wife and my daughter. And so my wife was getting neglected. My daughter was getting neglected. I didn't have a system to fill all 4 buckets. And so it nearly costed me my marriage. But a lot of dads come to me and they're filling the financial bucket. Their financial bucket is over fucking flowing. Their family bucket, there's a little bit getting poured into there, but there's some holes. But their fitness bucket is damn near empty because they've been building wealth at the expense of their health. And so there's a problem here. Or it might be a situation where a man becomes a dad for the first time, and so he is pouring everything he has into this family bucket, and the other buckets are getting neglected. And so his faith bucket, his fitness bucket, his financial bucket, there's holes in it, they're leaking, they're getting lower and lower and lower, but all he knows how to do at that point in time is to keep pouring into his family bucket. And there's a better way. There's a proven way. And it's exactly what we do inside of Forge Father. And so I was telling my mother-in-law about how we fill these 4 buckets. And she was just blown away. And she's like, wow, I had no idea that's what you do. It goes way beyond the fitness. I said, it works. It works well. And so for my fellow dad that's listening to this right now, the 4 buckets, your fitness bucket, your family bucket, your faith bucket, your financial bucket, we can fill all 4 buckets. In fact, we can fucking get all of those buckets overflowing. If you're ready to put in the work, if you're ready to make the commitment, if you're ready to get rid of the excuses, it is possible. You just have to follow the proven path. If you're ready for that proven path, reach out and send me the DM 4 buckets. But until next time, keep putting in the work. Keep working towards becoming that uncommon man.